It's been a long time. I couldn't be happier and more excited. Patchy Mix is in the UFC. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, man? It's finally here. UFC 316 this Saturday night. I stepped foot in my first octagon. It's gonna be crazy.
This is going to be amazing. The fans that are going to get to be exposed to you for the first time, seeing you on this big stage after all the work that's been put in, it's a short notice call. So I guess most people are going to be wondering how hard were you preparing and how ready were you for the short notice call?
This is the longest short notice call of my life. I've been preparing for the whole last year. I was in fight shape. That's why I'm making 136 pounds on Friday, and I'm ready to go. Everyone knows I'm a big bantamweight, and I wouldn't have took the fight if I didn't believe, I could make weight and be here. So I was in really, really tip-top shape, um, both physically and mentally. And now it's here. I'm ready to shine. Like you said, UFC 316. I want to submit this man and take his lunch money.
You were there side by side with Tatiana through her camp. So even though it's been a year for you, it probably doesn't feel like it's been a year though since you've had a fight camp, because I'm guessing you've still had that intensity.
I had two fights. So I had two fights scheduled. So I did two training camps for those two fights, and then um, I did two training camps for those fights, and then I did a grappling match in Dubai. So I did those, and then so I was already ready, man. I've been training, and I just been ready.
Being ready, did you have like an inkling of who they were going to match you up with? Did you kind of start looking at the guys in the top 10, top 15 and start thinking about them more as
Bro, honestly, I got released and I got signed within 24 hours, so I didn't really get to think about a lot of them. I just kind of got to take this one, and I haven't thought about anyone else just because, man, Mario Bautista, he's in my fucking view, and he's right there, and I want to go get him. So that's it. Like I don't really think about nobody else until I get done with this.
that 24-hour whirlwind? So until you were released, mentally, were you still Bellator champion, thinking about what PFL was doing?
No, they released me, so I didn't think like, and they canceled two fights and a lot of money. With respect to them, I think it wasn't their fault. It's just like they canceled the whole card. It wasn't my fight. So once I got released, I thought about it for like it happened so fast, but I don't even think I thought about it. I went to sleep, and next thing you know, like something came up, and I took it. So it was real fast. Like I didn't really, but I knew that when I got released, the only spot I was going was to the UFC. Like, um, there's not anywhere else that could pay me, that the money that I feel I'm worth, and the UFC was able to. So I'm just super happy to be here.
Not just the money, but is this the dream come true? And if so, can you describe what that means?
Yeah, it's a dream. It's a dream come true to be here. But man, it's just another fight. Like I like fighting. Like the promotion and all that other shit. That's for everyone else. That'll be cool to be made into a star, but I'm seeking only validation through fighting. I want to be the best. I want to be notarized as the best. And now when I'm over here, I want to have the best record. Like I'm 20-1. I want to 21-1 on Saturday, 22-1. You know what I mean? Like I want to hold my credentials, and I just want to prove, like, you know, high, how highly touted I am. Like I'm tired of talking about it. I want to just mix me up with the guys that are supposed to be like Mario Bautista, for instance. Put me in that mix, and let's see how I do. And if I can't float against him or swim, then fuck. You know what I mean? I gotta reevaluate maybe my training. You know what I mean? I don't know. My assessment towards fighting. I don't know.
Is there pressure? Do you feel that there's pressure then with this debut, the short notice, and the internal expectations that you have?
I don't feel any pressure, honestly. I just feel like it's a normal fight. He has more pressure. He's like he had a full camp for it, I guess. Like I'm the one taking it on short notice. Not a lot of people really know who I am. He's the guy that's on a 7 fight win streak in the UFC. So he, I think he's trying to hold down the fort in his ranking, keep his ranking. But all I know is if he don't, then he can't go up, but he can go down. You know what I mean? So
Patchy Mix out of Buffalo. We know you stopped here in Albuquerque, now in Vegas. You get around, you train with a lot of different bodies. Is this the first time you're going to be interacting with Mario?
yeah, um, I don't go over where he's from in the world, so like his camp and shit. I never train with any of those cats, but I don't really know them or see them around too much. Like just hear, hey, what's up type thing, but nothing. I don't know him or I don't really got much for them, you know.
So this will be, there's no connection then. Looking
No
at
connection at all, nothing.
looking at Mario as an opponent. He's a well-rounded guy. He's got skills everywhere. It's not like he's horrible in any area, but do you think he's really good in any area?
No, I think you described him well. I think he's good everywhere, very good everywhere, but I don't think he's great anywhere, you know? I think he's just very good everywhere. Whereas I think I'm great in grappling, I'm very good in other areas. I think, like, you know, I think he's just decent at everything and he mixes it up well. He has more, I think what he has more than anyone is cardio and heart. Like, you know, he has more heart. Like, he'll believe in himself. Even in these close fights where these other dudes, like, they start acting like a little bitch, he believes in himself. You know what I mean? And I believe in myself too. So that'll be a good fight, you know? I'm excited.
Ever since I've met you, you've always had that confidence, always believed, always was shouting, best in the world. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show it. Where does that confidence come from?
I think the confidence just comes from being so, I don't know, just being so ingrained in MMA, like being on this win streak, you know. I have crazy wins, crazy streak, crazy finishes. I won 31 out of 32, so why wouldn't I be confident, you know? Fuck, go ask another guy if he won that many.
The win streak, the confidence, a huge night ahead of you. And it's been a year since you've been in a cage. How much different and evolved of a martial artist do you feel you've been able to make yourself in that year?
I feel like I've absorbed all my skills 3 times over, and I'm a much better version of myself now. That version of Patchy Mix that I was fighting last year, this version would finish him right now. So I'm even better than I was. I'm lethal and I'm dangerous. I'm a surgeon in there, and I'm a surgeon outside the cage too. I put myself in this cage and this card. I placed myself on this card. I'm right on the World Championships undercard, and I'm going to go out there finish this man and prove to the world why I need that number 1 contender fight or that world title fight next.
Hey, you jumped ahead. I can't even get there. Is that on the table? We look at it, the fight at the top of the card, the main event, O'Malley, Marab, the title's on the line. And I don't think that there's somebody in the division that's immediately, undeniably deserving. You see this as your opportunity. You come in, you make a statement. We could see you main event fighting for that title next fight.
Well, that would be a blessing, you know. I mean, they've done it with every other champion, but to say they do it with me, it'd probably be harder. I feel like I'll have to take the harder route because I guess that's more my style, you know. I'll take this one on short notice against a guy on 7 fight win streak, and then I'll potentially fight one of these guys that they tout for the title. But you know, Sanhagen's he's 4-3 in his last 7. I'm 7-0, and Yan's 3-4 in his last 7. Like, so it's like, how could you even say that those guys are so deserving? You know, if I win this, when I win, I'll be 8-0 with 6 finishes. Now they'll only say that I beat Mario Bautista, who's number 10. But I'm coming off of wins over reigning world champion Sergio Pettis when he beat Patricio Pitbull. I'm coming off of wins over Magomedov twice, once where I slept him. I'm coming off wins where I fucking put Rufian Stotts unconscious sleep and he was 19-1, former champion. Not to mention Kyoji Horiguchi, who was also a former champion too. So it's like they would only discredit the Mario Bautista win, but you can't just discredit my resume, like my last or the streak that I'm on, you know? That's more important, I even feel, than this fight itself. So when I go out there and when I finish him, I look to be catapulted right in that top upper echelon, whether it's a title fight or the number 1 contender fight next.
Patchy Mix. It's a huge moment this weekend. And I feel like for you, does it almost feel very apropos that it gets to be a East Coast venue, that it's not exactly your hometown, but Newark's not that far from Buffalo.
It's perfect, you know, it's right where it needs to be, and it's just perfect, man. It's right where it needs to be, man. Right there. It's not my hometown, but it might as well be. I'm like a few hours from here. I got my whole family, everyone coming, and it's about to be crazy. We're about to blow the roof off that bitch.
It's great to see Patchy Mix where he deserves to be.